The innovative companies will...
Whoa, ho, ho. What kind of companies, Ursula? What kind of companies? Can you guys tell what word she's saying here? She says, I mean, entrepreneurs, people can pronounce that all sorts of different ways, whatever. She says, are entrepreneurs the companies? Can you guys guess in the chat? What word is she trying to say?
Our entrepreneurs, the innovative companies.
The innovative? I'm going to pause here. Can you guys in the chat tell me what word you think she's trying to pronounce? You want to hear it again?
Our entrepreneurs, the innovative companies.
Innovative? Innovative, Ursula. All right. You guys don't have any guesses? She's trying to pronounce... All right, here we go.
President Brende, dear Volker, thank you very much for the warm welcome. Your Majesty's...
Y'all. Right, she's not pronouncing R sounds. I don't know, is that typical for German accent? Y'all Majesty or your, right? That y'all that she's saying is a lot more mouth. Y'all, your, right? Resonance, vibration.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, it is now 56 years since the first meeting here in Davos.
I mean, that's easy here just to pick out the word meeting, right? I mean, you guys think that turning that T, meeting, to a flat T, you guys think that that just makes you sound American, but actually that tells us that it's unstressed. If you watch the first live I did, that's what I explained. It sends a signal to the native speaker that it's also an unstressed syllable. It's not just that it sounds American or it's the way that it sounds cool to our ears. It means unstressed. So right, because there's vibration on both sides of the T, and E and ing, it's unstressed. We'll say meeting.
Indeed, it is now 56 years since the first meeting here in Davos. And the idea of the founder, Klaus Schwab.
Isn't Klaus Schwab is the guy that... These guys are the people that made the commercials that said that we're going to own everything and love it or something like that.
Was to create a platform.
All right, look at how much she loves the T sound. Was to create the. Right.
And the idea of the founder, Klaus Schwab, was to create a...
Was like, so this has got to be a content or a function word. She should say was the idea was the not was the right, all this low low energy function word continuing vibration was the right, all those T's slamming in a native speaker's ears is not clear. It's getting in the way of the part that we're looking to hear it for.
Platform to discuss the issues and the ideas.
Listen, to discuss the issues and the ideas. She's carrying us through the conversation with consonants. So to discuss the issues and ideas, right? I was talking about this energy right here. This is where the sound comes from. This is where the voice is. She's up here. To discuss the issues and the ideas, or to discuss the issues and ideas. So, I mean, just like most of the other analysis we've done, it seems like this is what her thing is going to be about as well.
It inadvertently created the conditions for what would become a truly global...
Yeah, it's just hard to listen. Like, created the conditions for what would become... created the conditions for what would become... Just all mouth. Everything here. Her ears love consonants, ours didn't, right? I would say created the conditions for what would become. Created the conditions for what would become. She's really pronouncing, like, clearly. I mean, I'm sure this is like her presentation voice, but she's giving very clear pronunciation to each syllable as well, which obviously also doesn't make it easier for an American listener to understand.
It is neither new nor a reaction to recent events.
To recent events. So look, there's two opportunities for a schwa and to an event, right? But she's not using either of them. Listen.
And this need is neither new nor a reaction to recent events.
To recent E. Instead of Teresina. to recent events, right? Listen, to recent events. That would make it easier because it's more obvious which one's stressed and unstressed. If you say to recent events, it's really hard to pick out in the moment where the stress is and where it's not.
So my point is, if this change is permanent, then Europe must change permanently too. It is time to seize this opportunity and build.
Oppa. This is one of you guys' favorite sounds here. Oh. Doesn't exist in American English. We say ah. I can't see her. The camera angle so far away. She said opportunity. We say opportunity. Let's see how she pronounces the rest of the word.
It is time to seize this opportunity and.
Yeah, opportunity. So this, anytime you have these I just talked about this in the yesterday. I think was it yesterday I did a live. Anytime you have ity, like she's stressing the correct syllable, right? Ity, the syllable before is the primary stress, but then because the t that comes after is unstressed, you should keep the vibration and make it vibrate into a flat t. So she said opportunity instead of oppor. You hear the difference between o and a? Opportunity. And that way it's a lot more obvious which parts are stressed.
And with it, the European Union and Latin America have created the largest free trade zone in the world, a market worth over 20% of global GDP.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I some people would say it, but I mean, most people would take out the T in 20. We usually don't pronounce that. She's saying 20. I mean, she's saying strong T's in every word, so it's not a surprise. But you guys can, it sounds even easier to understand if you don't pronounce the second T in 20. You just say 20 instead of 20, like that.
Over tariffs, partnership over isolation.
Isolation. You hear that stress?
Over tariffs, partnership over isolation.
Isolation instead of isolation, right? So she's coming in really big. This word is 4 syllables. So there's 2 that are higher, 2 that are low. There's a primary and secondary stress. So lay is the primary stress, I is the secondary. But she's making that secondary stress so big, it's hard to really tell that it's secondary. It sounds primary.
Over tariffs, partnership over isolation.
Isolation instead of isolation, right? Listen, isolation, like that.
And right after Davos.
All right, here it would be best to use a flat T to link. Right here, where she says right after.
And right after Davos.
And she will actually look at how she says ah. Look at her ah vowel.
And right after Davos.
And right after. Right, you see how small it is? Hard to tell that it's stressed like that. You know, you guys, you got to get space for your stressed syllables. But also because right is not stressed that T, right? Keep the vibration going. Use consonant to vowel linking and move the flap T over. Say dafter is how it's going to sound. You guys try it. Dafter. So we'll say right after. Instead of hers, it's right after. Right? We'll say right after. It's so much easier to find the contrast there when you use space, when you use a flat T.
One that would create a market of 2 billion people, accounting for almost a quarter of global GDP.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know what accent she's going to do, but again, here we would say quarter. Unstressed T, she's saying quarter of. Just the more times you put that true T in a place where it's unstressed, you're sending a signal to an American person that is just, they have to filter through instead of just absorb naturally.
And ladies and gentlemen,
look at how her mouth doesn't move though when she speaks. She doesn't move her mouth at all. Look at this. Look how she says lady. Look at me, ladies and gentlemen. Look how she says it.
And ladies and gentlemen,
And ladies and gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, right? So that right there makes it hard to understand because you can't pick out the stress, right? This space, this is something you guys, no matter how many times I tell a student, it's always hard for students to really grasp the idea of how important space is for our ears, right? So if I say ladies and gentlemen, it does not hit my ears the same as ladies and gentlemen. Lay-jet. You got to create more attention on the stressed syllables by creating space.
we live in an age where capital and data can cross Europe. We live in an age where...
Live in an age. That was good. Look, she did some nice linking there. Listen how she links. Live in an age. She does some nice consonants. She says live in an age. This is good. Good job, Ursula.
We live in an age where...
We live in an age. All right. Go ahead, Ursula. I don't know if that's how you really say her name.
the market is of 450 million Europeans open to them. It is far more complicated in reality.
All right, look at this. It'd be way easier if she could just get a little bit of space in far and calm. Look at her mouth movement here.
It is far more complicated.
Far more complicated. Far more complicated. This is actually the same vowel, right? So remember, there's two versions of every vowel. So even if she is technically pronouncing the vowel correctly, because it's so small, she's pronouncing it so it sounds unstressed. Because the unstressed version of the vowel is smaller than the stressed version. So, that's something to be aware of, is you can have perfect mouth position for vowels, but if you're not sending them in the right format, it doesn't really matter.
We will soon put forward our 28th regime.
Our, right? That is the one you guys definitely want to stay away from. You guys can make this change right away. Never pronounce O-U-R, our, or our. You should make it a reduction unless you're trying to highlight it. Listen how she says, put forward our.
We will soon put forward our 28th.
Put forward our. Put forward our. Listen to how I say it. Put forward our. Forward our. Dar. It's a reduction. It's a function word. It's supposed to be small. It's not supposed to be pronounced clearly. If you pronounce those small grammar words too clearly, then the signal gets mixed up.
Our entrepreneurs, the innovative companies, will...
Whoa, what kind of companies, Ursula? What kind of companies? Can you guys tell what word she's saying here? She says, I mean, entrepreneurs, people can pronounce that all sorts of different ways, whatever. She says, our entrepreneurs, the companies. Can you guys guess in the chat, what word is she trying to say?
Our entrepreneurs, the innovative companies.
The innovative? I'm going to pause here. Can you guys in the chat tell me what word you think she's trying to pronounce? You want to hear it again?
Our entrepreneurs, the innovative companies.
Innovative? Innovative, Ursula. All right. You guys don't have any guesses? She's trying to pronounce innovative. She says innovative. Wow. My mind is blown. So she's saying innovative. We're saying innovative. Like that. Woo, that was good.